Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Baylor for senior night and the Baylor McCallie wrestling match. At this time, Baylor seniors, please enter the hall. From Montreal, Canada. He is escorted by Bryce Johnson. He is a 2-year veteran. He played football for 2 years, track for 2 years, and wrestling for 1 year. His plans for the future are to play football at the University of Buffalo in New York and serve God every day of his life. His favorite wrestling memory is last week when he got his first pin. Next up, we have Nye Ryder Kofer from Signal Mountain, Tennessee. He's escorted by his parents, Dan and Rachel. Nye is a 4-year late student who has wrestled since freshman year, done lacrosse, freshman through his junior year. His plans for the future are to get a general business degree, and his favorite wrestling memory is the Jesus Hug. Next up, we have Chase Hart from Mission Viejo, California. He will be escorted by his dad, Cody Hart, who is a 3-year day student. He has wrestled for 3 years. His plans for the future are to pursue a degree in finance, and his favorite wrestling memory is listening to Grove Street Party after the 22-23 season state championship, with George on Amounty's shoulders holding the speaker. Next up, we have Maximus Norman from Kingsport, Tennessee, escorted by Lori Moffett and Joshua Norman. He is a 2-year boarder in Tabasco Hall. He's been on the wrestling team for 2 years. His plans for the future are to wrestle for Brown University and pursue a degree in finance. His favorite wrestling memory is pinning the #1 seed in the state semifinals his freshman year. Next up, Jacob Bond of Chickamauga, Georgia. He is escorted by his parents, April Bond and Kevin Bond. He's a 4-year day student. He has wrestled for 4 years, and he plans to become an electrical engineer. His favorite wrestling memory is winning 3 state titles and being with the team. Next, we have Hunter Sturgill from Maryville, Tennessee. He's escorted by Aaron Sturgill and Josh Sturgill. He's a 2.5-year day student. He's been on the wrestling team for 4 years, and he is a 2-time team captain. His plans for the future are to wrestle for Indiana University, compete at the collegiate level, and move on to the senior level, following his graduation with a bachelor's in biology. His favorite wrestling memory is listening to Grove Street Party by Waka Flocka Flame, following the 22-23 season state championship in the NBA Gymnasium. Ladies and gentlemen, the Baylor Wrestling Seniors. Starting lineups for the McCallie Blue Tornado and the Baylor Red Raiders. At 106 pounds for McCallie, Camden Ritchie and Tristan Mouton for Baylor. At 113 pounds for McCallie, Levi Scott and Riley Sturgill for Baylor. At 120 pounds for McCallie, Axel Ritchie. For Baylor, Gabe Swan. At 126 pounds for McCallie, Jackson Lane. And for Baylor, Jacob Bond. At this time, please rise for the national anthem.
And here we go, the 2025 edition of Baylor versus McCallie. I believe this might be the 98th meeting between these two teams. I'm not sure there's many high school rivalries in any sport, anywhere in the country, that have such a deep, rich tradition. Last year, McCallie snapped a 19-year dual win streak over Baylor in dramatic fashion. Come from behind victory in the third period of the final match of the evening. McCallie went on to win state duels and the state tournament. So a lot riding here tonight. Baylor looking to start a new streak, McCallie looking to extend theirs. We'll start off at 108. That's including the 2-pound allowance. For McCallie, we have Cam Ritchie. Oh, I'm sorry. The weights are wrong. We're up at 120. We're up at 120 with Axel Ritchie and Jacob Bond. Both wrestlers feeling each other out on neutral. They're quite familiar with each other. Jacob Bond, a senior, a 3-time state champ. Versus Axel Ritchie, a freshman. Nothing yet. Probably working to Ritchie working a front headlock here. Trying to turn the corner. Bond likes, he's comfortable there with the elbow. Restart at the center. We have approaching 30 to go in the first period. Scoreless. 0-0 in the first match. And I apologize, Richie is older. He's a junior. Hussars working ties here. We're down to 10 seconds in the period. And nothing going. 0-0 at the end of one in the first match of the night. Richie will start the second period on bottom. It's going to be a caution on red for the false start. Start of the second period here, first bout of the evening. We're at 1:20. And Bond runs them out of bounds. No score, minute 45 left in the period. Another breakdown from Bond here. We're at a minute 30 to go in the second period. No score on the match. Out of bounds again, nothing. Bond with the hard ride, but Axel to his feet here. We're out of bounds again. 1:16 left in the second. 0-0 is the score in the opening match of the night. On with a cross wrist ride here. This period ticks down to a minute. Richie to his feet. Bond, mat return via the dropping down to the double. Working a crab ride here on the out of bounds. And they're out with 37 to go. 37 seconds in the period. First match of the evening. Jacob Bond, Axel Richie. 0-0. Second period. 37 seconds to go. Well, Granby. Richie's back to his feet. Another good mat return. And they're out again. 15 seconds in the period. A ride out here would be huge for Baylor. Caution blue this time. Now to a caution red. That's 2 for Bond. That was called by the side judge. Baylor staff not happy about it. Now a third caution in this match would mean a point against Baylor. Oh, that was the third caution. They put a point on the board here. And that's as good as an escape. So now Ritchie will work for more. 14 seconds left. They're still talking it over here. But that's a huge point. Didn't look like it was early. Maybe it was the side judge was calling something with his setup. And they reset with 15 seconds to go. Clock ticks to 7, and they're out of bounds again. And now a stall call on Bond. Ref didn't like him running him out of bounds there. We have 6 seconds here. And another caution. He's set up early. And another point. So 2-0 now with 2 cautions in the last 30 seconds. McCallie scores 2 on bottom without scoring an escape or reversal. As Bond accrued 4 cautions for setups that period. Looked like the last one he set up before the ref had indicated bottom man was set. So now we're at 2-0 McCallie in the third period in this first match of the night. Bond here is on bottom and Ritchie's digging legs. So Bond went from hoping a ride out and then an escape would put him in the lead, but now he's down 2-0 on bottom as McCallie throws double boots in and stretches them out. And just like that, 30 seconds are off the board. And I said this was 120 earlier. They're not updating the weights on the scoreboard. I think what we're looking at is a bump here, looking at weigh-in sheets. I think both wrestlers weighed in at 120 and are both bumping to 126. It's my best guess, not being at the table and being a little removed here. Regardless, it's the first match of the evening. We have 13 to go after this. McCallie's up 2-0. And Bond escapes. We have a minute 10 to go in the third. He's down 2-1. He's going to need a takedown here to take the lead. This is where those cautions are just killers instead of it a 1-0 lead after the right out or a 1-1 with only three cautions. We're looking at a 2-1 McCallie advantage, and we're down to 45 seconds. Neither wrestler had much going on their feet in the first period. We're down to 30 seconds in the period. Bond has to go, and Richie has a stall warning to give. 20 seconds to go. Baylor's got to make something happen here. Needs points, down 2-1. We're at 15. And goes for the dump here. Richie's familiar with it. And there we go. A 2-1 McCallie victory after a rough second period where Bond surrendered 4 cautions and 2 points while getting while securing the ride out. All of those were whistle start cautions. So McCallie draws first blood here and is 3-0 after the first match. All right, we're up here to 132. I believe we have Jackson Lane and Nye Kofer. Jackson Lane, a state champ as an 8th grader last year against Nye Kofer, who's a senior, who has a couple years of experience in the Baylor room, started wrestling while in high school here. Lane's probably a familiar name to some Baylor fans. His father actually earned a win over Jordan Lean, Lean's senior year in high school. Lean, of course, was a 4-time state champ and went on to be an NCAA champ from the state of Tennessee. But Lane he's a problem for a lot of wrestlers. Kofer's wrestling really hard to get to his stomach here. So a minute to go in the first and a 10-0 lead for Lane. Nye's job here for Baylor is certainly to stay off his back. Lane working a bar and a wrist here. 10-0, he's going to look to get something tight. He doesn't have many points to work with the new scoring system. A 4 count of back points is 4 points. A takedown is 3 points, so it's already 10-0. Looking for the cement mixer up high, and he gets it, but Nye's fighting hard. Needs to punch that arm through, and he does. So no score there. End of the first period. This is our second bout of the evening. Really good effort there by Nye Kofer. All right, we reset. It's 10-0 McCallie here. This is our second bout of the evening. The team score is 3-0 after a 2-1 victory for McCallie in the first bout of the evening. So a 3-0 McCallie in our second bout. And we have Jackson Lane versus Nye Kofer. And there we go. Kofer's going to have to get off his back here and save the team point. And he does. And that's it. McCallie wanted 6 there, wanted the pin. Lane unhappy. Good fighting by Kofer to save a team point there. Every point matters in this duel. Every single point matters. There we go now. Our third bout of the evening. They need to update the team score, but it should be 8-0 McCallie after 2. Here we have Malachi Puckett, and I believe this is Cannon Williams at 138. Malachi, a sophomore, state runner-up last year. And a hard club by McCallie, and the ref doesn't like it. He's not going to penalize it, though. A restart here. We're in the third bout of the evening. First period, it's scoreless. We're up at 138. 8-0 McCallie after a tight 2-1 decision in the first match and a tech fall in the second match where senior Nye Kofer fought extremely hard to stay off to stay out of the pin and only give up the tech fall against extremely talented wrestler. A little drag attempt followed by Williams, followed by an underhook by Baylor's Puckett. Back to center. We tick down to a minute to go in the first period. Puckett in on a single here, out of bounds. Like to finish it, but there's not a lot of real estate there. Like to see him maybe pull it in a little bit first, get more room to work with. And there we go, no score. We get to 40 seconds as he shoots him out of bounds. Restart here. 0-0 here in the first period. Malachi digging underhooks here, taking ground. He's taken a lot of ground in this bout. Tick down to 25. Another out of bounds. Baylor's looking for a stall call here. 20 seconds to go. Oh, excuse me. It looks like we did get a fleeing the mat on the first sequence that went out of bounds. But now Cannon Williams got 5 seconds, and he does score the 3. So Puckett earns 1 with, I believe, a fleeing the mat call towards the out of bounds. Now it's a late takedown by Williams, and for those who haven't tuned in for a little bit, takedowns are 3. Not 2. So 3-1 McCallie into the second period. This is one Baylor needs to have. Malachi on bottom, building a base here, trying to quad pod. Works his way out front. Williams to a front headlock position here, still retaining control. So no points on the board yet. Baylor's Malachi Puckett's going to have to clear the hold to earn the escape. And he does. And picks up a stall call against McCallie to boot. 1:20 left in the second period here. 3-2. McCallie's Cannon Williams over Baylor's Malachi Puckett. Now, again, new scoring, 3-point takedowns. Malachi's going to have to go get a takedown at some point. Or a turn when it's his turn. And a little throw by, headlock attempt, and there it is. Baylor's Malachi Puckett takes the lead 5-3 with 45 seconds to go. This is the third bout of the evening. McCallie's up 8-0 in the team score race. This is a must-have for Baylor. Malachi has him sprawled out. Williams build to his base. Puckett's tough on top here, trying to dig legs. Ten seconds left in the second here, and another stall call. Gives Puckett some breathing room. So we'll see where McCallie goes here in the third. So we enter the third period. Malachi Puckett up 3-0. And Cannon Williams picks neutral, doesn't want to go back underneath. A takedown here would tie it up with the 6-3 difference here. Each wrestler has scored a takedown so far on the bout. Williams will have to get after it here. Puckett looking to make him work for the takedown. 6-3 Malachi Puckett. A minute 30 to go here in the third period. So there's our working wrists here. Williams back to that front headlock position. Puckett's tough at dragging out here. He dragged out last time for the takedown, and he's working it again. In on the single. Nice transition there. So if he's looking to shelf it here. Williams working the shin wizard and does get his hips out front. Puckett in on the leg. Wants to be tough here. Can't get extended. Does a good job driving that head back over those hands. And a stalemate. 48 seconds to go in the third period here. We're at 138. McCallie's Cannon Williams versus Baylor's Malachi Puckett. The sophomore works a 2-on-1 here. Holding center. We tick down to 35. Now a takedown here ties it. 6-3, and Williams is in on the single. Puckett's going to have to be tough here, and he gives up the takedown. We have 20 to go. Tied match here, tied match, 6-6. Back on his feet. We're in a scramble. Puckett needs to kick out here, or else we're going to overtime. And we are going to overtime. I think Puckett was looking for a third stall call there, but he stopped on the dig. So now we're at 6-6 in overtime. This is a important match for both teams here. 6-6 overtime. Up at 138. McCallie's taking the first two bouts. McCallie's up 8-0 on the team score. And Malachi up on a little inside or knee pull there. He's trying to finish. He's gotten here before and ended up in a stalemate. And he's there again. He's going to have to watch out for those hips. Got 30 seconds to go in overtime. Underhook. Cannon Williams trying to peek out, and Puckett throws the legs in. Trying to extend him for the takedown. Williams trying to get height. And he does. And that's the match. Malachi tried to throw the boots in to steal the takedown there, and he was just too high to do it and let his hips get taken. So McCallie's come out strong here, taking two of the tight matches. And we're at 11-0 here, heading into 144. Baylor's Chase Hart against McCallie's Dylan Villers. Chase, a senior. This is a rematch of the consolation finals in last year's state tournament, I believe, where Villers placed third as an eighth grader and Hart fourth at his junior year. So they're very familiar with each other. So we're at our fourth bout of the evening here. believe we're at 144. A minute 20 to go in the first. Villers in on the high C, trade off to a double. Gets the takedown. The team scores 11-0 McCallie through 3. Now Baylor's strength is in the upper middle weights, but they would have loved to have had one or both of the first bout of the evening at 126 and the last one. Two really tough losses there in tight matches. Villers riding a bar and a half here. And Hart builds up to his feet, and Villers is going to push him away, concede the one. So it's 3-1 after a takedown. Villers and an escape for Hart. We have 30 seconds to go in the first period. Here, fourth bout of the evening. And Villers in on the single now. Clean finish for another 3. Hart's going to need to think about a reset here. Build his base. We have 5 seconds to go in the period, so we'll enter the second here. McCallie 6, Baylor 1. And Hart chooses bottom for Baylor. McCallie cuts him before the whistle, so we're 6-2 here at the start of the second. Again, 3-point takedown scoring has really put greater emphasis on wrestling from neutral. So you can rack up the score much more quickly than you could with the old 2-and-1 exchange. Villers digging an underhook here. There he is, back to a high C. Comes around for the 3, and so just like that, we're at 9-2. We have a minute 15 to go in the second here. Miller's working the wrist between the legs here with a claw, looking for a turn. We're at a minute to go in the second. McCallie's up 9-2, and there's a stall call there for against Hart. Just the warning. Miller's got the leg trapped. He's working near side cradle here. Yep, coming underneath to 3/4 Nelson, and he's has the leg hooked as they work towards out of bounds. 30 seconds to go in the second. 9-2 McCallie, 11-0 in the duel as McCallie's taken the first 3. Now McCallie has a lot of strength in those lower midweights. Baylor's strength is coming up. 9-2 here, so trying to keep it out of bonus range is really important at this point. But that'll require Hart to score. 8 seconds to go in the period. And we're going to enter the third period, 9-2. McCallie with Blues choice, choosing down. So 9-2 here. So an 8-point difference would make this a 4-point major decision as opposed to a 3-point regular decision. Hart covers. Nice chop, takes the shoulder, but Villers regains the elbow. Hart flattens him out again. A ride out would be huge. That would save a team point versus giving up an escape to make an 8-point difference. Hart on his feet, looking for a head lever here. Go down to a minute 30 left in the period. Again, we're in the third period here at 144. We've had some bumping around, and they're not displaying the correct weight class. But this is what I have on my notes so far. 144, our fourth match of the evening. McCallie's Dylan Villers versus Baylor's Chase Hart, a rematch of the consolation finals last year's state tournament. And good tough ride here by Hart. He doesn't want him to be able to work out of bounds here. Give him a fresh start. Time ticks down toward 50 seconds. And a Granby, and they're out of bounds with exactly 50 to go in the third period. 11-0 is the team score. 11-0 McCallie. This is our fourth bout of the evening. Hart continues to ride hard. Miller's maintaining his base. I know McCallie would love for an escape here. Baylor would love for a ride out. Every point's going to matter here. We're down to 20 seconds. The senior versus the freshman. Baylor's Chase Hart versus Dylan Villers here. We're down to 15 here. And clock ticks down to 5, and Hart has the bar, and, you know, he did his job considering where the match was here to keep it to a regular decision. Every point matters. So that third period ride out makes it a 9-2 victory for Dillers, and we're at 11. That'll make the team score 14-0 after 4. We go to 150 here. Baylor, we have Oliver Phillips, a junior, state champ as a freshman, runner-up last year. Started Baylor in 6th grade, got his start in the Baylor Wrestling Club. And while I'm not at the scoring table, I believe this is Braden Ryan for McCallie, looking at the weigh-in sheet. Ollie loves this front headlock position here. So we're in our 5th bout of the evening, 150 pounds. Oliver Phillips of Baylor here, looking to turn the momentum as McCallie's taken the first 4. Tick down to a minute here in the first period. No score. The dual score is 14-0. McCallie winning 4 in a row, including a couple of very tight ones. We have 53 in the first. We're back to neutral. That'll be a caution on McCallie. Again, I believe this is Braden Ryan here. It's Oliver Phillips. Oliver snapped back to that front headlock. Looked like he had a potential go behind, but came back looking cow catcher. He's good from here, though. Let's see if he can get McCallie lost in the sauce and find the go around, the go behind. At a push-pull circle here. Chasing left, but not quite blocking the arm. Back to our double unders here. We have 15 seconds here. There's a stall against McCallie. Baylor would love points here out of this front headlock position. Just not quite stringing together enough changes of direction. A little bit too one and done here. And that's the end of the period. 0-0 here at 150. Entering the second period here. 14-0 is the team score. McCallie's taken the first 4. Baylor looking to reverse the tide here. McCallie chooses down. Oliver cuts him. He wants to go back on his feet. He feels comfortable there. Love to get some points out of this. He does not want to make this one tighter than it needs to be down the stretch. So digging that underhook back to the snap down. Ryan back to his feet. All right, same position. We've been here all match. At a minimum, Ollie would like a stall call out of this. But now, McCallie's taking ground towards out of bounds. Ticking down to a minute here in the second period. 1-0 McCallie after Oliver Phillips of Baylor cut him to start the second. He'll get choice in the third, but really needs points here. And there we go, the go behind. That was huge here. And we're at 45 to go. 3-1 is our score with 40 seconds left in the second period. A ride out here would mean a lot. We get to go into the third period, and Oliver would get to pick likely bottom, up 3-1. The second period here, we're at 35 seconds. Good mat return. Wants to be careful of any slams in this mat, and he is. And they're out of bound here with 23 to go in the second. 3-1, Baylor's Ollie Phillips here at 150. 23 seconds to go in the second period. Dual score is 14-0 after 4 straight McCallie wins to open the bout. And down to 15 seconds here. Baylor gets choice in the third. A ride out would be great. Another mat return. But does Oliver slides to his own hip, and we're at 1 second, retains control out of that front headlock. Bottom wrestler has to clear the tie to earn the escape. Third period here. Baylor's up 3-1. Oliver chooses bottom here. All right, 4-1. So a takedown here ties it for McCallie's Ryan. Oliver in there, but McCallie finds the wizard position, so nothing yet. A body lock to wizard. No score here. 90 to go in the third. Baylor's Oliver Phillips up 4-1. Clock ticks to 125 in the match. Back to that front headlock position. Oliver's comfortable here. He finds the ankle this time. McCallie squares up. We're looking for the go behind. Now a takedown and back, so put this in the bonus territory. Clock ticks to a minute. And there we go. There's the 3. So we're at 7-1. 7-2 now. So we're now threatening bonus again. A 3-point takedown here would give Oliver Phillips bonus. And he gets it. Oh, he doesn't quite get it. Braden Ryan stuck his hand, his arm in between Oliver and himself just in time, and they're on the out of bounds and no points awarded. 27 seconds left. Oliver's going to be gunning for a takedown to put this into bonus territory, up 7-2. And on the shot, there you go. Let's see if he can score here. And he's behind. Oh, he's almost there. Very close twice there to the bonus points. Just not quite able to block the inside arm of McCallie and secure the firm takedown. And once out of bounds with the enemy and once the clock. (14-3) now. Well, that puts Baylor on the board as we hit 157. For Baylor, George Emmendorfer here, and as I say, best I can tell, Cooper Ledbetter for McCallie. George, a two-sport athlete here, also a football player. Joined Baylor in 8th grade. They're filling each other out here on their feet. George in on that single. Didn't quite get his hips deep enough. Reshot there by McCallie. Now he's on the head outside, looking to turn the corners. Sits George in a crackdown position. George through the crotch here. Emmendorfer now recovers ground, working around, needs to clear the lock in order to gain points. George is a junior here and takes 3. So the Baylor junior, 3 points here, up 3-0 in the first with 25 seconds to go. This is our 6th bout of the night. McCallie took the first 4. George digs underhook, but lets that hand slide a little too high for the ref's liking and stop for potentially dangerous. That'll happen if the fist slides up vertically there into the armpit area. So 16 seconds to go in the first. Emmendorfer up 3-0 after the takedown, but a caution there as he sets before the ref. Gets set before the ref indicated it was time to do so. He has 3 to give total of those before it's a point. 5 seconds is Emmendorfer on the wrists here, and we'll go into the second period. Baylor 3, McCallie 0. Team score is 14-0 here. Sorry, 14-3 after the Ollie Phillips victory at 150. So we're 157. McCallie gets set on top, Emmendorfer down. Quad pod position for Emmendorfer, and he's to his feet and he's out. So Georgia, two-sport athlete, football player, so typically doesn't join the team till pretty late in December after football's ended. He's out with the 1. We have a scramble position here. Ref's not calling it. Emmendorfer's going to have to get his hips up, and he does. Secures the 3, so we're at 7-0, and now George has got to be thinking bonus points. He's going with these bars here. Minute 10 to go in the second. 7-0. Baylor's George Emmendorfer. All right, we're at 55 seconds to go in the second. It's 7-0. And a stall call on top for riding parallel. I'm not sure, and I think it could have gone either way, but certainly a restart here is good for the action in the match. See, George likes to look for that tight waist, or that bar in a wrist, and he gets it. We're at 30 seconds to go. Comes to the half. Let's see if he can, he's tough here. Let's see if he can score as time goes down. We're at 20 seconds. A turn would be huge, and he runs it. He collapses his hips. He's close. Ref doesn't like it yet. He's 13 to go. There he goes, and he gets the quick 4 count. And let's see. Gets the 3 count. A 3 count there puts us at 10-0. So bonus points are huge here. So George is in bonus range as Ledbetter chooses neutral. Now this is significant with the 3-point takedowns as we're at 10-0. Emmendorfer. A takedown, though, would make it a 7-point difference, which would put the match back in decision range, 3-point decision range. Good, but Emmendorfer in on the attack, which is what you want to see. Good outside single. See if he can pop his head out here across the hips and finish. Ledbetter through the crotch here. George is going to look to clear the head, pop his head out across, and there we go. And it's 13-0, and we're thinking, for Baylor, we're thinking tech fall here. Need a and they call a trap leg stall there, a 5-second count. And that makes it 13-1. So these close stall calls are adding up. Now instead of a 2 count, George looks like he's intent to look at a turn. He's going to need a 3 count for the 15-point difference in the 5-point tech fall as opposed to the 4-point major decision. Now you wonder if they're going to, if Baylor thinks they can get the turn here, if they're going to look for the cut and a takedown. That would also end it. And George, he has there we go. He's got the half deep. It's tough with his hips here. Close there. We come down to 30 seconds. (13-1) with 20 to go here in the third period. At 1:57, and a stall call on bottom. Tick down to 10. So 14-1 now. But Baylor's going to have to settle, it looks like, for the major decision. So a couple of major decisions put the match at 14 to, I believe it should be, a major decision here puts the match at 14-7. There we go. Titus Norman, sensational junior for Baylor, comes out strong here at 165 against Zayden Morgan. 6-0 just like that with a 3-point takedown, 3-point near fall. Titus, younger brother of Max Norman. Border out of the Kingsport area. Titus was a state champion last year. really broke out this year with a 6th place finish at Powerade in Pittsburgh, considered the 2nd hardest tournament in the nation. Restart here. 1:08 to go in the first here at 165. I believe Morgan was a 3rd place finisher last year's state tournament. Titus, a state champ. Beat a UVA and a West Virginia, both seniors, recruits, University of Virginia and West Virginia University commits up at Powerade as he en route to 6th place. One of 2 place winners above older brother Max, who we'll see here soon, who plays 4th. 2 place winners for Baylor. And a great tilt here. And he gets the 4 count back point. So new scoring, a 2 count is 2, a 3 count on back points is 3, and a 4 count is 4. So already we're up at 10-0 with 20 seconds to go in the first. Titus working a bar. Coming in on 10 seconds to go. On his back, in trouble. He's picking up some back. Let's see what it is. Another 4 count, so we're at 14-0 here. So Baylor's clawing back after a decision at 150 by Oliver Phillips and a major decision by Emmendorfer. Both tight, really close to more bonus points. Titus now looking for feet to back. And he has him on the back. A pin would be huge. It's a tech if McCallie gets off his back, a 5-point tech. A pin, though, is massive here. And he gets it. Huge pin for Titus. I think one of the most dynamic, exciting wrestlers in the state, as college is all over him. Bonus points will be the difference this match. They really will. So we have McCallie winning the first 3 matches. The first 4 to take. Let's see if they update the scoreboard here. I think they're off on the scoreboard. So should be 14-12 McCallie here. Winner 175, and here we go. Back-to-back Normans. There's senior Max Norman. We just saw younger brother Titus. Max, a Brown University commit, heading to wrestle for Baylor's Jordan Lean. 4-time state champ, high school national champ, 3-time All-American for Cornell, and national champion for Cornell. Only 2 in Tennessee history. The first was Bill Harlow, a boarder out of St. Andrews Swanee out of Pennsylvania, then Jordan Lean for Baylor. And so Max is going to head there under his tutelage, and 3-time state champion here. And astute observers will notice that this means no Hunter Sturgill in the lineup tonight for Baylor, the 3-time state champ senior out with a knee injury. Hunter typically wrestles at the 157 match, but not available tonight. Max with the takedown, working short legs, looking for back here. And I believe this is Miley Belva. Again, I'm not at the table with the streaming setup. We're at 175 here, 20 seconds to go in the first period, 3-0. Max Norman working the bar, 14-12 on the team score. And Max gets the turn with short time. Let's see if he can get the fall. Runs him over with bars, and he does! So after 4 initial McCallie wins and a couple of tight decisions in amongst that stretch, Baylor takes the next 4. And here we go, up at 190. I believe we have for McCallie, Fisher French, and we have Dylan Reel for Baylor. Dylan, a sophomore boarder out of the Atlanta area. So we're at 14-18 Baylor now. Baylor's taking the lead. The difference so far is bonus points. And they want some more here. Dylan's an accomplished wrestler, placing at Virginia Beach Nationals last year. Well, they got to start the clock here, but it's 124. The clock's stuck here. There it goes, starts running. First period. So we're through 8 matches tonight. We're through 8 matches, 6 to go. We've entered the heart of Baylor's up line, but a great little fireman's dump there for Reel. Puts them up 3-0 with 50 seconds to go in the first. There we go, looking Butcher and back. You got 35 seconds. Baylor wants 6 here. Straight off, you got 30 seconds to work with. It's close, it's close. There we go, and we have it. This will put us at 24-14. Baylor as we head into the upper weights. We got to head into 215 and 285. Now this is an area where McCallie has a lot more experience than Baylor. For Baylor, we have football fans will recognize Bradley Alunga, the linebacker, a senior, in what might be his 3rd or 4th week of wrestling. McCallie has Cannon Voiles. So we're at 24-14 Baylor through the first 9 matches. They're on their feet here. Now Bradley has gotten his first bit of wrestling in the last few weeks. But he's game, and he's come out willing to help the team, and he's a hard worker. So Bradley Alunga Baselli headed to Buffalo next year, and there he goes. Nice little football spear double there. They're out of bounds. And the ref calls, I suppose, unnecessary roughness. I think he was influenced by the crowd there personally. 1-0 McCallie on the call. Bradley, again, very green here, but working hard. He's at the University of Buffalo, where he will major in biology. His aspirations of heading to nursing school after that. Just a tremendous individual. He's looking to come out for lacrosse for the first time in the spring. So we're at 1-0, McCallie's Cannon Voiles with 30 seconds to go. First period up 1-0 on, I believe, the unnecessary roughness or some comparable call after Bradley ran him off the floor with the spear double. Five matches to go in the meet. Baylor's up 14-24. McCallie certainly, I believe they're expecting bonus here given the difference in experience levels here. I know Cannon's a little on the younger side, but has some good wrestling experience, and he chooses bottom here. So Baylor's 2:15, Bradley, Alunga, Baselli. Cuts. Voiles are at 2-0 and chooses neutral here. Bradley, very hard worker here. Came out after the championship football game. Knew he could help the school. Out of Quebec originally. Great student, great presence on campus. A lot of hand fighting and clubbing here. Let's see if we can get back to that spear double. We're at 1:20 here in the second period. 2-0 lead for McCallie's Cannon Voiles. 14 McCallie, 24 Baylor is the team score through 9. All right, hips back here for good shot, good sprawl for Bradley. And just doesn't quite get his hips away, but good tough wrestling there. We're 50 seconds to go. .45. Bradley Alunga Baselli taking ground. .30 seconds to go. So 14-24, the team score here. Started off in the meat of McCallie's lineup. They rattled off 4 straight victories, including an overtime win, and then ran into the heart of Baylor's lineup. And so here we hit into the upper weights, and then the 3 remaining lower weights. And here we go. So Baylor's going to choose neutral here, it looks like. It's 2-0. Third period here, 2-0 McCallie. Baylor would love a decision here. That would be a massive win, considering the experience difference here. McCallie giving Bradley a lot of respect here. We're at minute 38, and a stall call against Bradley Ibasole. You know, he doesn't need to force anything too much here. Heavy hips, good stance, and you just hope, you know, with essentially being a January addition to the room, that the conditioning holds on here as we take to 75 seconds in the match. On the other end, a takedown would give a 3-2 win. So you wonder, Baylor can look to steal a win here with a minute to go. Bradley's worked that nice linebacker spear double here. I hope he's not gun shy after the ref. Well, now we do have a stall warning here. So that's his second to make it 3-0 McCallie as we approach 35 seconds. Now I say he's circling, but Voil's not showing a lot of interest in shooting here either. Both guys are looking Bradley in on the shot. You just don't want him to take an unnecessary risk at this point with a 3-0 match. 24 seconds on the clock. Voil's also looking, let's see if he goes for something big, but he's looking intent to secure the W for McCallie here. And we're down to 10 seconds left in the period. Bradley listening to coaches to circle. Takes another stall warning. That'll be 2 this time, I believe, and that'll make it 5. And we're done, and that is huge for Baylor. Not on the roster, and at the end of, at the start of the end of football season, but came out to help the team. And that's essentially saving 3 team points. So we're in our heavyweight now. 18-17 Baylor. McCallie's Cooper Gentle in on the takedown. Good two-sport athlete. A lot of wrestling history there dating back to his lower school days, like his brother Carson, who graduated last year and manned the spot. Against Baylor's Maddox McClure. Maddox at Baylor since 6th grade. Got a taste of wrestling a year or so in middle school, went through some injuries, and here he is out to help the team and try to look to get his high school career really rocking and rolling this year. And Maddox comes out with the headlock situation, but that's tough against Gentle. Gentle, a state runner-up last year at 215. Maddox on the greener side. So it's a minute to go here. We're at 6-1 and the fall, which will put McCallie a point within Baylor. So McCallie's Cooper Gentle gets the fall at heavyweight, and we enter our final 3 matches. Baylor up by 1, 3 to go. I think Baylor had penciled in one of those tight matches, one or two of those, one of those tight matches as a W. But I think at this point, McCallie had penciled in more bonus points for them in certain situations. So it's 106, and we're going to see who McCallie sends out. And they send out Camden Ritchie, younger brother of Axel Ritchie, 8th grader, against Baylor sophomore Tristan Mouton. Mouton 5th in this weight last year at Tennessee State. This is what it's all about. 3 matches to go. We're at 106. Baylor 24, McCallie 23. 8th grader Cam Ritchie against the sophomore Tristan Mouton. Mouton in, Ritchie working, little underhook series here, back on their feet, ref stalemate. Minute 30 to go in the first. 3 remaining bouts. Cam in on the low single here. Mouton's snagged the ankle there, but has to get his hips here. We're in a scramble. Nothing yet. Oh, and they give the takedown, but no back. Mouton has to bail out. Mouton didn't quite get his hips under him after that low single. And we're at a 5. Well, the scoreboard shows 5. Let's see. Maybe they did award 2 back there. We're in the first period here. Blood time stop. Blood time stop. So 3 bouts to go. We're in the first period at 106. You know, that's a tough situation when the ref kind of doesn't, awards the 3 when you're fighting through a scramble and then immediately starts counting those back. It's tough because you think you're working for your own 2 there. And if the scoreboard holds, it's 5-1 McCallie. So they did award the backs. 5-1, 50 seconds in the first here. There we go, Mouton. The re-attack attempt, doesn't quite get there. They're back on their feet. Nice job getting reset. 30 to go in the first. 24-23 Baylor here as we come down to the final 3 bouts of the evening. Making ties, they're circling. 15 seconds here. Mouton would love to get a takedown. It's tough to give up that 5 to start the match here. Little snap down. Richie working a little over under, and we go into the second here. It's going to be blood time again for McCallie. So 24-23 Baylor heading last 3 matches. 5-1 after an initial scramble resulted in a 3 and a 2. 3-point takedown, 2 swipes for McCallie. And the Baylor escape put us at 5-1 at 106 here. Mouton started Baylor in 6th grade, got his start in the Baylor Wrestling Club. I said 5th last year at Tennessee State. Been putting in the work here. Cam Ritchie, younger brother of McCallie's Axel Ritchie, an 8th grader here. And Mouton chooses bottom, and Ritchie will look to ride. Baylor working that inside knee, quad pop position, getting his weight back over that outside ankle to try to nullify the chop to his feet, and there's 1-5-2. So we're at a 1 takedown match here with a change of scoring, 5-2. All right, now Mouton looks to work in the snap, but Ritchie digs the underhook inside. The underhook here for Ritchie, Mouton on the elbow. They drift towards the out of bounds. 1:10 here to go in the second period of this 5-2 match. McCallie's Cam Ritchie in the lead. Got 1:02 to go in the second period here. We have 3 matches to go. McCallie, Baylor. Baylor up 24-23, and we have 3 matches to go and more blood time. They got to get that cleaned up here. Haven't started blood time again. The reality is, if bonus points aren't the reality is, doing the math, the winning team looks like, I guess McCallie needs to win 2 out of 3, down 7. I don't know where we are on criteria. If Baylor drops 2 but scores a pin in the third, that would put us tied, but a tie ball game. I'm not sure. Perhaps Baylor would have criteria. I'm not entirely sure where my criteria would without really digging into the scorebook here. So regardless, both schools really want to take 2 out of these last 3. McCallie needs it, and Baylor very well may, depending on criteria. Richie tries to sneak back in there. Mouton needs to be careful this time to keep his hips under him. 15 seconds. 5-2, 13 seconds to go here in the second. We're down to 5 here. And let's see where they put Richie here. If he choose down, they do choose down. So let's see what Baylor does. Down 3 here. Baylor's trying to ride, then they're looking for a turn. A cut, though, would mean we'd need 2 takedowns, really, if that's the game they're going to play, in order to take the lead. Third period here at 1:06. Richie, can be relatively content here to, dare the ref to stall him out, which won't. It's very unlikely now at 1:20 to go. He has no stall calls. So Mouton is going to have to work a turn and look for a 4-point swipe to win the match, down 3, or a 3-point turn to tie it, or he's got to play the 2 takedown game. And it looks like after what they've seen, Baylor's going to look for the turn. We've seen some relatively quick stall calls this match, but we're not getting here we go. We're getting them here. Sorry, this meet rather. And we got 1 here, but that's not going to be enough. They may be looking for 2 and then to cut and look for the 3, but another stall call would be a point for Baylor, which would make it 5-3. But time is critical here. It's 40 seconds are passing us by. It's a 5-2 match in the third at 30 seconds. I'm not really getting any stall calls, and that would have been huge because it would have allowed Mouton to cut Richie, but the ref isn't going to award him, which I frankly do find the distribution of stall calls a little bit frustrating if you're Baylor. So there we are, too little too late. It's not going to be able to factor what Baylor can do. And a ride out doesn't do much for Baylor. So Baylor unable to dig out of the early 5-0 hole. So and here we go. A few tight matches have come and gone, and 26-24 McCallie with 2 matches to go. And here we are. It is Riley Sturgill. Well, we didn't get the Sturgill everyone was expecting in the lineup. 3-time state champ Hunter Sturgill out with injury, but we do get his little sister Riley Sturgill, a sophomore state champ. And against Levi Scott. And there we go. Levi Scott throws the headlock. And Sturgill with the 3-point takedown. Riley, a stalwart in the girls' national rankings, down at 100 pounds. ranked number 14 in the nation at 100 pounds, wrestling today up at 113. Levi Scott, her opponent, I believe is an 8th grader, weighed in at 113. So we're giving up some size here. Riley drops down on the ankles. She's good here. Riley, a state champion in the girls division last year in the state of Tennessee, up 3-0. This is must-have here. Giving up a good chunk of size here. Said Riley weighed in at for 106 and is bumping up here. Competes at 100 in the girls division on the national stage. The sophomore locks up a cradle. It's got a little too strong for her there. Now, McCallie's looking for big moves here. Baylor's looking to grind this one out. 3-0 here. 2 matches to go in the bout. Riley down on ankles. Looks to work up on the leg. Gives up the 1. So we're at 3-1 here as time expires in the first. Good match of wrestling here. McCallie will defer to Baylor. Baylor's choosing down. 26-24 McCallie in the duel. Two bouts to go. After a good takedown, countering the head throw, Riley Sturgill up 3-1 here in the second against McCallie's Levi Scott. An escape here, we're 4-1. Riley needs to watch out for a couple of things here. Having coached against Scott this year, he's got a good spear double and a good headlock. Riley's an excellent technical wrestler on the national scene, a runner-up in the women's division in Ironman in Cleveland and in Powerade. Scott with a good reshot here on the single. Riley works a whizzer here. He's got to stay out of the throws. And Scott steps across to a throw. And whizzer's seatbelt position is what she has to stay out of. And they call a 3 and a quick 2. So that was the type of position Baylor can't get in. That's the kind of upper body situation. There's just too much size and strength. We're at 6-4 here. Second period. Now, McCallie gets choice in the third. So, shot by Sturgill. Scott working a go behind. They're on the edge here. We have 15 to go. And he peeks out for the 3. And it's a locked hand penalty and an escape. So 8-6. It's our score at the end of the second here. We're at 8-7 here on the scoreboard. The third, 8-7 in the third here. Let's see if that holds. McCallie in the lead in the last period of this important match. Sturgill up in low singles, out the back door. Let's see if she can gather up that second leg, and Scott steps out of it. Again, Sturgill in on the little low double there. Scott sits. She's pushing the pace here. Minute 25 to go. She's on a single. Can't quite hang with it. Well, turn our back. We weren't out of bounds. I don't know if Sergio thought she heard a whistle, but there was no whistle. Turn it back, and now it's 11-8 is our score. So a takedown would tie. 50 seconds to go in the match. 11-8 Scott for McCallie. Oh. McCallie in on the double. McCallie up 24-26. So let's see, a decision actually would not put this out of reach, and we wouldn't need to go to criteria. It would be 29-24. Coming down to the last match. Riley Sturgill here, gutting it out. Usually competes at 100, up here at 113. Here we go. Valiant effort there by Riley Sturgill. Out here, she won't be able to compete in the girls' state final and the girls' state championship this year, trying to earn points for the team. And frankly, it comes down to this. This is our last match. Well, let me see here, guys. I misspoke. They don't have the right match up here. So we had a forfeit here. And do we have one more? They're talking it out here. I'm sorry if I lost track. They don't have the right matches up here. So we're at 29-24. I'm not sure what happened. Let's see. Oh, you know what's happened here? We've got a big strip. Oh, and that's the match. It'll end on a fourth. Well, let's see. That ends on a forfeit. Not quite sure what went on here. Baylor's Gabe Swan, this junior border out of Atlanta, took a forfeit in the last match to win the duel. Okay, it looks like McCallie didn't expect this lineup. And with the bump and some heroic efforts by Riley Sturgill, Bradley, Alunga Bilicelli at 2:15, Baylor takes the victory. I have to imagine. So Gabe Swan there at 120 took a forfeit, nationally ranked wrestler out of Atlanta, very high caliber wrestler, and it looked like perhaps McCallie did not expect the bump, inserting Riley Sturgill into the lineup, bumping up Jacob Bond, and McCallie chased everyone after the bump, but didn't come away, but didn't have anyone left to put out against Baylor's Gabe Swan. And the match will end 30 Baylor, 29 McCallie. Unbelievable. Closes with a forfeit, and you have to imagine maybe the toss played, unlike last year, the coin flip and the draw of the weights played in Baylor's favor this year, unlike last year. You don't like to see a rivalry duel come down to a forfeit in the final match. You know, really, McCallie would have just had to held Gabe Swan to a major decision, and I don't know what criteria would have been, but Tech would have put it 30-30. So Baylor comes with the victory, 30-29. And, you know, this is about sacrifice. You have to think that Riley Sturgill sacrificed her chance to become a 4-time girls Tennessee State champion tonight to go out and try to win back this duel, start a new streak. Bumped up usually wrestling at 100, wrestled 113 plus 2, so really 115 tonight, and earned the loss, but by decision. She gives up any more points, the match is different. That's sacrifice. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable sacrifice by her. And, you know, McCallie gutted out a lot of close matches, and I know Baylor was hoping to win on paper. And for Baylor, it was about getting bonus points, and it was about folks who were giving up either a lot of experience or a lot of weight, toughing it out, and minimizing McCallie's bonus points. And that's the match. Unbelievable. Baylor 30, McCallie 29. After another amazing duel, and there's always something unpredictable with lineup bumps in this duel. When you're not at the scorer's table, as I'm not, it can be hard to follow. But that happened again tonight. Baylor inserted Riley Sturgill at 113. She decided to sacrifice some accolades that she really could have gone after in the women's wrestling. You know, she's now ineligible for this year in order to go out there and put it on the line against a much stronger, more athletic McCallie opponent. And that allowed Baylor to bump up the lineup. McCallie chased the lineup, and they were left without anyone to put out in the final match as a result. Some really gutsy performances on both sides. Like I said, I know Baylor was expecting, or at least strongly hoping, for some of those earlier matches to go their way. Some late strong efforts by McCallie in those matches, but then down the stretch it was Baylor with bonus point pins, right? Pin to win, and an excellent job holding off bonus points from McCallie, especially at 215 with Bradley Alunga Baselli. You know, he knows where he's going to college. He has his scholarship to Buffalo, but he's one of those kids who is looking to do as much on campus as possible. He's a scholar first, biology major, and over a few weeks' time, he survives against a much more experienced wrestler at 215. And then, again, can't overstate Riley Sturgill, the heroics there, and the sacrifice of her own potential accolades. And competes at 100, wrestling at 113. So amazing stuff here, amazing duel. Again, it always comes down to the toss. That determines which team puts out which wrestler at which weight. And it comes down to the weight they draw to start at. And went in Baylor's favor this year. And a new streak begins for Baylor. At least that's the goal. These two teams may very well see each other again in a few weeks. It's region and state duels, and then they head to the state tournament, and then on to national preps for wrestlers that place in the top 3 in the Tennessee State tournament. So great rivalry. 2 of the top 3 teams in the state here. Excellent stuff. Have a great night.